Do you dream of seeing the world, but don't have a fat travel fund to do it? Today, there are more opportunities than ever to travel the world on the cheap, or even for free. Some of these options offer free accommodations, others offer free transportation, and a few offer both. They all come with limitations and trade-offs, but for anyone looking to travel on a tiny budget, these travel tips are hard to beat. One quick note: we'll talk about maximizing credit card rewards in more detail below, but we do want to mention upfront that you should always use a rewards credit card to book travel and make purchases abroad. Those you can't avoid using these free travel strategies, that is. Our top travel rewards credit card pick is the Chase Sapphire Preferred Card. Its selling points include an excellent sign-up bonus worth $750 when redeemed for eligible travel purchases, an annual $50 hotel credit against eligible hotel bookings through Chase Travel, making it one of the best hotel credit cards on the market. 5x points on eligible Chase Travel purchases after the $50 hotel credit is exhausted. 3x points on eligible purchases, including restaurant dining, select streaming service purchases, and online grocery purchases. 2x points on all other eligible travel purchases. And now for the most reliable strategies to save money while traveling the world. 1. Work abroad in expat-friendly industries. There are plenty of expat-friendly job options overseas, from international nurses and doctors to au pairs to educators to engineers. Teaching abroad is how my wife and I can afford to do so much traveling. She works at an American school in Abu Dhabi. It provides us both with round-trip flights home every summer, free upscale housing that includes a gym, pool, and jacuzzi, and comprehensive health insurance. Oh, and there's no income tax in the United Arab Emirates. Living in Abu Dhabi has allowed us to travel all over the world. We flew non-stop to Bulgaria for $185 round-trip. We spent even less on non-stop round-trip flights to Cyprus. Every time we fly back to the United States, we make a stopover in Europe for a few days to enjoy gastronomy in Lyon, the Christmas markets in Munich, or the nightlife in Amsterdam. There are thousands of international schools worldwide looking for qualified English-speaking employees, from IT specialists to administrators to teachers of all specialties. If you're interested, check out international recruiting agency Search Associates. Don't have a teaching degree? You can still potentially teach English as a foreign language with a TEFL, Teaching English as a Foreign Language, certificate. But don't expect the same benefits as credentialed teachers working at international schools. Or keep it even simpler and research international positions for your existing skill set. You'd be surprised at the number of opportunities for Americans overseas. 2. Look for work exchanges. There are plenty of employers who provide free housing for short-term or even long-term stays in exchange for work. This arrangement is called a work exchange. For example, if you've ever been intrigued by the idea of living and working on a farm, WWOOF is your chance to see the world while you do so. WWOOF stands for Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms. Farming is primarily seasonal work, and farmers need seasonal help. While they often have an abundance of space, housing, and food, many organic farmers don't have an abundance of money. So in exchange for 4 to 6 hours help each day, they provide room and board. You're on your own for the cost of transportation to get there, though. You can go woofing by yourself, as a couple, with friends, or even as a family with children. Select which country you're interested in, and WWOOF will show you a list of host farms and connect you with the farmers. And many hostels find themselves in a similar situation as organic farmers, with plenty of beds and rooms, but short on labor. So they offer a free room, and sometimes free meals, in exchange for work. A few even pay a small stipend of spending money. Check out HelpX, Help Stay, and work away for thousands of opportunities worldwide to stay for free in exchange for your services. 3. House Sit or Pet Sit. Did you know there are entire websites dedicated to connecting house sitters with pet owners? Pet owners don't want to leave their pets in kennels surrounded by unknown dogs and cats when they travel. They'd rather let them stay at home, a home which is just sitting vacant and unused. House sitters can stay for free at these homes for the price of caring for the owner's pets. While it's a relatively easy job, it does mean you have to schedule your day around the pet's needs. You can't leave for a weekend excursion or go on 14-hour day trips. But for animal lovers, it can be an easy way to save money with free accommodations anywhere in the world, often in high-end homes. And house sitting isn't limited to pet owners. Some homeowners sleep easier knowing someone is minding their home while they are away, whether that means you care for their plants or are simply there to deter break-ins. But these opportunities are the exception, not the rule, and most house-sitting gigs do involve caring for pets. Try trusted house sitters as a starting point for free house-sitting gigs in many different countries. 4. Volunteer long-term with the Peace Corps. The Peace Corps offers incredibly rewarding opportunities to live for several years in a community that needs committed volunteers. While the Peace Corps is a large international organization, they do an excellent job of keeping their focus on the grassroots level. Volunteers go to the ends of the earth, living and working in the poorest communities on the planet. The Peace Corps isn't for everyone, though. It requires a 27-month commitment, 3 months of training, then 2 years in the field. You'll also be leaving the comforts of Western democracy behind. You may or may not have mobile phone service, and you may not have air conditioning in hot climates. You receive a living stipend, which is enough to cover housing, if they don't provide you with a free place to stay, food, and basic spending in the community where you're stationed. But when you come home to visit, don't plan on fancy dinners out or hotels. Expect to crash with friends and family. That said, you'll have the opportunity to personally transform poor communities into livable, sustainable towns and villages. In many cases, you will literally save lives. If you're truly driven to change the world and see some of it in the process, the Peace Corps may be a good fit for you. 5. Volunteer with short-term volunteer organizations. If your volunteer travel timeline is measured in weeks or months rather than years, try short-term volunteer placement services like Go Overseas or Idealis. They offer global opportunities for work ranging from teaching English to building infrastructure. For a comfortable way to ease into international volunteering, try DeVerbo. It hosts 1-week English retreats in Spain and Germany to immerse non-native English speakers in English-based activities. As a native speaker, you're there to give them someone to practice with. It pays for hotel stays and meals. All you have to do is get there. There are endless ways to volunteer abroad for free travel and rewarding experiences in a new culture. Spend an hour researching options online, and you can't help but be inspired by the possibilities to give back while seeing the world. 6. Organize your own volunteer trip. You can also organize your own volunteer trip. With crowdfunding websites like GoFundMe, you can raise money from your friends, family members, and colleagues, and sometimes even strangers, to cover the costs of your volunteer trip. Perhaps they'll even join you on your expedition. But ensure your trip will genuinely change lives for needy people rather than serve as a cover story for you to persuade your friends to pay for your vacation. I saw this happen just recently with a newly arrived couple at my wife's school. They raised money from their friends back in the United States, inventing the name of an education-based ministry. They claimed to be leading here in Abu Dhabi. It was an utter scam, as they have the same generous teaching package my wife does. Whether they got away with it among their friends back home or not, they didn't get away with it here. The link to their GoFundMe page made the rounds among the school faculty, and they've found few friends as a result. So approach any crowdfunding attempts with complete sincerity and transparency. 7. Maximize credit card rewards. If you have the right card, you can earn free plane tickets by putting purchases on your credit card. And many of the best travel rewards credit cards offer some enticing benefits. But that's far from the only option for maximizing your rewards. Many travel rewards cards, such as the Delta SkyMiles Platinum card from American Express, offer free or discounted companion vouchers every year. You can score a free flight from your rewards points plus a cheap or free flight for your travel partner from the companion voucher. Then there are sign-up bonuses. Some are positively generous, like the Chase Sapphire Preferred cards. You can also maximize rewards by using your credit card every time you pay for flights. Some credit cards and partner airlines offer double or triple rewards, or higher, for booking flights. There are loads of ways you can score free flights with rewards. Just don't overspend in the name of saving money. 8. Capitalize on loyalty programs. Rewards don't just come from credit cards. Airlines, hotel chains, and other travel businesses often offer loyalty points for frequent travelers. If you always fly with the same airline, you can rack up frequent flyer miles. The same goes for hotels. These businesses sometimes offer brief promotions with killer deals to score points quickly and cheaply, or accept fewer points than usual for flights or stays. Travel forums and frugal travel blogs let you stay on top of current promotions. 9. Swap houses. You live in Seattle and want to visit Berlin. Someone in Berlin wants to visit Seattle. Why not swap houses with them for your trip? It's a win-win. You get to stay for free in an authentic local home rather than a hotel, and your home doesn't have to sit vacant and vulnerable to catastrophes like break-ins or flooding. Granted, it's not always that simple. Perhaps you want to visit Berlin in July, and the Berliner wants to visit Seattle in October. Perhaps you're worried about the risk of having a stranger stay in your home. The good news is reputable home swapping websites provide a level of transparency, with peer reviews and identity verification, to give members greater peace of mind. Some home swapping websites also offer credit systems for indirect house swapping. By offering your house to others, you accumulate points or credits, which you can redeem at your leisure at houses all over the world. Think of it like couch surfing for grown-ups. A few reputable house swapping websites to try a home exchange: Love Home Swap and HomeLink. But even if you're using one of these services, always do your homework before agreeing to your first swap. 10. Travel to the old country for free. Some countries offer Discover Your Roots programs for descendants to come back and visit the home of their ancestors. In most cases, these programs are designed for young adults to come and stay with local host families. Programs include Birthright Israel, Heritage Greece, Reconnect Hungary, Birthright Macedonia, Birthright Armenia, Cuba 1. Whatever your heritage, do some research on private or government-funded programs to streamline your visit back to the old country. Stay for free while there, and potentially even cover your airfare. While you're at it, you can also look into citizenship programs for descendants. For example, Italy has a generous citizenship program, through which descendants, who can prove an Italian ancestor, are generally eligible for dual US-Italian citizenship. A close friend of mine who was born in Boston was able to dig up proof that his great-great-grandfather was Italian, and he now has an Italian passport, and the option of living in the European Union, if he so wishes. The less glossy the travel experience, the more memorable, rewarding, and authentic it feels. I can't tell you anything about the Bahamas Wyndham I stayed in when I was 23 and trying to impress a girlfriend. But I can give you every detail of the $19 per night guest house in Telavi, Georgia, the country, not the state, where the owner poured us homemade wine from her own vines. Stay flexible and open-minded, and you can find ways to travel the world for free. Just remember there's usually some trade-off to free travel, and you need to understand it completely before committing. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this.